Good day, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, and in today's video, I'm just going to be giving you guys the equation of motion, and we are going to be solving some calculations under it. In my next video, I would explain how the equation of motions are gotten from Newton's law of motion. But today, we are just going to give them and solve some calculations under it. Okay, let's dive in. The first equation of motion, as we can see here, is v equal the first equation of motion, as we can see here, is v equals to u plus at. The second equation of motion, as we can see, it is s equals ut plus half at square. S equals ut plus half at square. The third equation of motion is v square equals to u square plus 2as, where v equals final velocity, u equals initial velocity, t equals time, s equals distance, and a equals acceleration. Okay, let's go straight into the questions. Okay, from the question, we can see that, how far will the body move in 4 seconds? How far? How far? From the statement how far, we can see that we are calculating the distance of the body. From the statement how far, we can see we are calculating the distance of the body, which is s, which we can see here. How far? Then will a body move in 4 seconds? 4 seconds. If you watched my previous video, you would see that the unit of time is seconds. Time, which is t, is seconds. So the unit, how far, we have our time to be 4 seconds. 4 seconds. If a uniformly accelerate How far will a body move in 4 seconds if uniformly accelerated from rest? From rest. We need to take note of this rest, meaning whenever we see rest, it means that our initial velocity is zero. The velocity at which it starts is zero. Our initial velocity is zero. Will at rest, at the rate of, if uniformly accelerated from rest, at the rate of 2 meters per second square. From this statement, we can see that our acceleration is 2 meters per second square. 2 meters per second square, sorry. Let me add the square quickly. 2 meters per second square. Sorry about that. So we can see that our acceleration is 2 meters per second square. So what we do now is we look for the equation that would best answer this question, that all these items fit into. And that equation would be the second equation, which is s equals to u. We can find our u in the equation. T, we can find our t in the equation, plus half, which is a constant. A, we can find our a in the equation. T, we can find our t in the t square. We can see this equation contains everything we need. So it is this equation you are going to be using to solve the question. Okay, so let's input all our values into this equation. So we see, if we input it into the equation, we can see we would have something that looks like this. X equals to 0 times 4 plus half times 2 times 4 squared. So we know, if you further calculate, s is going to be equals to 0 times 4, it's obviously 0, plus we are going to be having 2 times 4 square all over 2. 2 times 4 square all over 2. So our s is going to be equals to 2 times 4 square 4 square all over 2. Sorry, 2 times 4 square all over 2. That is what our s is going to be equals to. S equals to 2 times 4 square all over 2. Okay, so let's punch that into our calculator. Okay, so we are going to be punching that into our calculator. 2 times 4 square. Yeah, concerning calculators, our answer is 32 divided by 2. I've got a great our answer is 16. Yeah, concerning calculators, I've got a great deal for a scientific calculators for you guys. The link to this calculator is in the description. You guys can check it out. The calculator is really cheap and great, works perfectly well. Thanks. From the equation, we can now see that our answer equals 60 meters. Our x equals 60 meters. Please always remember to place the unit of your answer at the back of your answers or with your answers. Okay, let's dive into the second question and the final question for this video. Okay, the question states a body accelerates uniformly from rest. Remember, you guys, I stated earlier that if you see any stuff like from rest, meaning the initial velocity is 0. The initial velocity of the object is 0 from rest. The initial velocity is 0. Accelerate uniformly from rest at 2 meter per second. Its acceleration at 2 meter per second square is 2 meter per second square. We can see here. Calculate its velocity after traveling 9 meters. After traveling 9 meters, that is the distance it has covered, and that is 9 meters, meaning our distance equals 9 meters. 9 meters. It is advisable you list out all your parameters like this so as to easily know which formula or easily identify which formula you're going to use to solve. And calculate its velocity. So we are calculating the velocity, the final velocity. That is what we are calculating. Okay, let's see which formula which formula supports this. Let's check that out. Okay, we can see the formula, the third formula, which is v square equals to u square plus half plus 2as equals, that is the formula that fits in. Why? Let's see. In this formula we have v, and v is also in our question. As you can see, v. In this formula we have u, and we also have u here. Here we have a, acceleration. We also have acceleration here, and we have s, distance. In this formula we also have distance in this formula. So this makes this formula the perfect formula to use. So let's get to the solving part. Okay, so if you are to input our values into the formula, it is going to be v squared. Since you're looking for v, it's going to be v square equals to u square, which is 0. U equals 0 square. Sorry, it's going to be equals to, let me write that somewhere else, v square, which is equals to u square, which is 0 square, plus 2 plus a, which is 2, times a actually, which is 2, times our distance, which is 9. Okay, we have that as v square equals to 0 square is 0, so we have 2 times 2 times 9. Let's punch that in. So we have v to be equals to root 2 times 2 times 9. Let's punch that in our calculator and see what. So we punch that in our calculator. 2 times 2 times 9, that is 36. Then we do sorry wait, root 36 equals 6. So our velocity equals to 6. So we see our final velocity is 6 meters per second. So you guys should please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see videos on other topics, you guys can just place those topics right in the comment section. And if you want me to improve in a certain area, you guys can also place that in the comment section. As I said earlier in the video, I've got a great deal on a good scientific calculator. Yeah, to see get this deal, you guys should click on the link which is in the description. I'll drop the link in the description. Thank you. Peace.